Where did Onana go wrong in MU's conceding? He has emerged as a phenomenon among Europe's best goalkeepers by leading Inter Milan to the Champions League final. Onana is also famous as a goalkeeper who is good at soccer. Once he reached the goal, he suddenly became nothing more or less than a comic on the Red Devils' wooden goalpost. Onana's nightmare began at the start of the 2023-2024 season, but where did the goalkeeper go wrong in the past? Analyze emerging comedian Onana through the following video. Don't look for Onana anymore. The man from the past is dead. This is true if you compare Onana now with Onana during his time at Inter Milan. His form is the complete opposite of what we saw in the Champions League season against Inter Milan just a few months ago. Last season, Onana gave up just 36 goals in 41 games. He kept 8 clean sheets in C1's 13 Champions League matches. Onana only gave up 10 goals in the main tournament with a best save percentage of 7.8. It was such a good performance that 10 old women noticed the student. His old friend decided to push De Gea out of sight to bring Onana to nothing. But Ten Hag's seemingly wise decision turned out to be not so wise when his MU ran into trouble and Onana made a mistake. To be fair, Onana isn't the only player who made mistakes, but here's the question: where does Onana come from? In the opening game of the new season, did the match against a team that was weak at the end of the game go wrong? As the game progressed to the end, Onana jumped into the air to block the opponent's header. If Onana didn't accidentally land and knock him down with both hands, there would be nothing to say. If that's the case, if he meets a more strict referee, he will definitely get a penalty kick in the C1 Bayern match. Group stage, Onana made a serious mistake in lightening the shot considerably compared to his professional level, as a top goalkeeper like him grazed his hand and went into the net. There is no need to discuss David De Gea's level with Onana. The ball, which could have been easily blocked against Galatasaray, was blocked by Onana, but Casemiro used his body to foul the ball from behind and was sent off. The away team was awarded a penalty kick, but Icardi failed to finish, but finished with a shot 2 minutes later. Did position choice. Onana is unlucky and dives too early. Onana is lobbed over her head by Icardi and dives early, exposing Mu's goal and blocking the opposing team's shot. Considering the individuality of each situation, Mu's mistake. Onana has nothing. Excellent. Even De Gea, a good goalkeeper, sometimes makes unnecessary mistakes because he loses concentration, misjudges the situation, but in the case of Onana, people are convinced that it was 3 mistakes in a row. This will certainly raise question marks for the Cameroon goalkeeper. Is it still a solid choice? It could be a technical error, but Onana could also be having a psychological problem. It was such an unusual position, but Onana himself thought it would help him achieve his goal. The goalkeeper often takes an upright stance with his feet shoulder width apart and his arms not too wide, which also allows for a wider view of his entire body. The Onana side tends to spread his arms wide and bend his legs low, which creates a large gap with the style and allows the Onana to fall faster, and this is acknowledged by experts when applied to students. In fact, this is also why goalkeepers are trusted, because they can react to the ball faster. If Onana performs the correct movements, it is also advantageous for the players. Being able to touch the ball faster limits your proximity and reaction time, but the downside is that if you take a step toward the ball to save yourself, you don't have the power to push like you normally would. It requires precise timing and stamina to perform successfully. If performed well, the Onana stance can help save a quick leg or arm swing, but if not performed correctly, it can make him look very foolish when executing the best Onana techniques is extremely difficult. He was impressive as he was able to make a great save on Thursday. This season, however, gaps began to appear as Onana did not fully utilize that skill, and instead he had to resort to less effective no-burn measures to save games. Onana is very likely to be like that. He will still be useful to Manchester United. Sooner or later his talents will be revealed too, but he will have to examine himself as soon as possible. Onana may make mistakes on the practice field, but if this keeps happening in important games, it's 10 years for him and his teacher. It is very likely that he will soon get tickets to play at a stadium called Manchester Airport. The key for Onana is not to try too hard and not focus on what makes him a good goalkeeper. Come back with the basics. If you find this video interesting, don't forget to subscribe to the channel by leaving a like and follow.